Imagine selling an item and making a commission of at least $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. That's the kind of product I'm talking about, you selling and you being able to get to the people who buy those range of products. So if you aim to sell high ticket products, now this is your video. Don't go anywhere. And at the end of the video somewhere, I'm going to give you a secret sales technique that you use to close high ticket deals every time. Yes, I'll give you the tea because you're a Chi Money Gang member. Why not? If this is what you want to see, don't go anywhere. Whether you're a white glove publisher like myself, or a real estate agent, or you're a wealth manager, or you're a concierge service personnel, selling to the rich is one way to break even really fast with your income. But you know, they don't buy like regular customers, and that's why I know and I want to plug you in this video about how to use a unique high sales strategy to get this kind of clients into your funnel all the time. All right, now rich people don't necessarily look for products because they want it in that sense. I will explain, but they want it beyond that. They don't want just the product, they want an experience, they want a service, they want the product, they want a feeling, they also want to belong. Right now, you must have this at the back of your mind. So you can't be selling to them the same way, or rather marketing to them the same you're marketing to every other person, right? For you to sell to a wealthy person, somebody who is a multi-millionaire, billionaire, you must know that they need exclusivity is so important to them, right? They don't want to buy what every other person owns. They don't want to buy how every other person is buying. And they also must make sure they trust you. Yes, you think that they got rich by throwing their money around? No, they are smart. Rich people are very smart. That's how they got rich in the first place. So they will make sure that they trust your company. So you can't be somebody that just come up with something and then they give you their money, right? You must have tested and trusted alliances. Yeah, means that also people you have worked with are verifiable, your products are top notch, and they have a track record. Also, they want an experience. Let me tell you, you can't see a wealthy person going to a bank to queue to collect their money. No, they get home service. That's what I mean. Think like that. So if you want to sell to the rich, think VIP treatment. So like my book company and Logos Audibles, we don't just publish your book, we help you write it. Yes, we sit down with you in very luxurious, chatty, fun, relaxed atmosphere with my team. The photographer is doing their thing, the writers are doing their thing, the editors are taking notes, and we sit down with them several times or a few times depending on the time, and we'll get all the content that we need as gists, as discussions, as interviews. Then we go back and help them write it, design it, market it, deliver it. Yes. So you don't want to pull out a rich person to say, oh, will you come by our office? You need to fill a certain form. You need to. No, you don't do that. So when you want to sell to the rich, think VIP treatment, because they are used to customized services. They are used to, getting things their way, not generic offers. So change your product or service to VIP. Secondly, they trust recommendation. See, you're not ever going to land, I hate to be the one to break it to you, you're not ever going to land a high ticket earner, buyer by cold selling to them, sending a WhatsApp message, like calling them on phone and introducing yourself. No, you won't. They will want to be sure that someone in their circle has spoken about you, is recommending your service, has used your service. Do you understand? What does that tell you? You have to be in that circle. You have to be in their circle. If you're not there, you need to get in there. That's what you need to do first, because that's what will increase your trust currency before you can win them. Again, still on this, why selling to them are different. You also need to value know that they value time over money. So the rich are not asking you, oh, how much is your publishing service? I'm using my publishing service as an example. It could be anything. It can be you selling your real estate, selling your concierge services, selling your gifts, delivery, whatever it is. They're not gonna ask, they're not so important in, like, they're not so focused on how much is it, rather than how are you going to deliver it to create that wow effect. They want the wow effect. They want also timeliness. They don't want you dragging feet, always giving excuses in the process. They might terminate the contract if you haven't started at all. But trust me, they won't even get into that service that is unreliable in the first place. They make sure they check in everything, they ask the right questions, and they get you to be sure that they know what they're doing. Right? Now, so if you can save them time, save them hassles, you're going to win them. Right? So if you're doing the usual advertisement, promo, and all that, you're going to win more of regular people. And if that's your goal, stay there. You're also going to do well. But I'm talking about you selling to high earners, billionaires, millionaires in dollars. That's one thing you should put at the back of your mind. Now, let me give you the high ticket sales strategy. If you want to get the rich as your clients and you've decided that you want to serve these people, and let me give you 3 steps you must put in your mind. Okay, step 1 is that you have to position your company or yourself as an exclusive brand, a brand that works with few people every year and helping them achieve the needed result, a brand that speaks class. So it means that your pictures, your pictorials, your words, the usage of your words, the places you go to, everything just has to speak to their taste. Also, they don't just buy from anyone, they buy from people that they trust. And they want to be sure that you're a specialist in what you do. For instance, if you're in real estate, you can't be selling every kind of real estate. It must be that you are someone who is selling off-market properties, or you're a wealth manager who helps CEOs build tax-free wealth, or you're a publisher who helps leaders to document their stories and to be read in Ivy League schools, right? So it has to be exclusive. It has to be specialist. It can be general knowledge. Step 2, after building your exclusive brand, you need to leverage private networks. I remember joining some golf clubs and all that because of these reasons, right? It's not just because you know why you're joining, you also have to have fun while at it. So you need to join certain kind of associations, luxury memberships, even private banking. You need to reach out to those kind of exclusive organizations, products, to be able to reach their members as well. I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? Do not just respond to adverts the way average consumers respond to them. They have to be sure that you're in their caucus, you understand their taste. They don't need to, say too much in that sense. So you need to be in your circle. You need to join high-end networking groups, and you need to do what you can to break the door open at every point. That means you have to level up. Remember, in my previous video, I talked about the mindset of the rich. You need to get that mindset installed first. And many people have done this successfully, including myself. You have to get that mindset installed first, understand how the wealthy think. Even if you're not there yet in the billionaire status yet, you need to think that way first before you to get this, right? The step 3 in the sales strategy is that you have to use and offer your service as a white glove experience. Yes, what's a white glove experience? It has to be 5-star, 7-star standard. Yes, if you want to close high ticket sales, you have to give personalized services, concierge style services, right? Not one size fits all kind of thing. It has to be personalized. It has to be according to their personality, individual based. No, you can't do general, right? Another thing you need to consider, you need to add VIP perks like 24/7 service, access to other luxury facilities or services, things like private viewing, whatever it is. It has to be luxury when it comes to the perks. You need to think this way if you want to close them. Let me give you the number 1 sales closing technique I promised you. Now sit back for this. I used to always wonder back in the days when I used to work with one of my bosses then, how he gets everybody who he speaks to, at least 90% of people he speaks to, about sponsoring stuff or buying stuff from him. How does he get them? And I studied him closely, and I learned that in networking, There are certain languages you don't use when you want to win high earners, right? And this is what I want to show you in this sales strategy. Number one, exclusivity means that you bring your offer as not something you're selling, but something you have found out that they qualify for. That way they know that it's not everyone getting that service. Yeah, so you have to make it exclusive. You have to be able to win, or what they call this now, like you have to let them know that they were shortlisted because of their personal achievements, who they are, their status, educational qualification, their net worth. And these are only few people. It might just be 3 people in a country who qualify for that year, and that's why you came to them exclusively, to let them know that they have an opportunity to work with your organization. No jokes, guys. No jokes, guys. I'm not telling you something I'm not doing, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. No wealthy person, billionaire, wants to work with general knowledge, general service, right? Another twin of this strategy of exclusivity is social proof. You must be able to mount the people, document the people you have worked with, who is in their status. How, if you say you work with just 3 of them every year for like a service like mine, like this white glove publishing, you must be able to tell them people you have worked with without having to release their personal details in that sense, but name dropping works here. Did you get that sales strategy? Go and change your postcards, your proposals, the way you say what you want to sell, and then get to work. They must feel like they are gaining entrance into something that is exclusive, something that will give them a wow experience. So that if you're working on their book, for instance, for 6 months, or working or building their luxury apartment or fitting it for a period of 3 months, they know that they're going to get feedback, they're going to get virtual viewing of what's happening. They're going to feel like they don't need to lift a finger and everything will be done for them, because that's what you need to deliver. Now, if you apply these tactics I've given you in this video, you're going to close and attract buying billionaires with ease. If you found this video any enlightening at all, please share with your soon to be billionaire friend, and subscribe, because there's more where this is coming from. Because my mission on this channel is to help you make money from who you are, doing exactly the work that you love. All right, catch me on this video and let's take it further. Bye.